Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hello. Feel free to say hi in the chat. How's everybody doing today? Just making sure I have this linked on. Hey, Zen, how's it going? Megan's. Hello. What are you guys reading today? Well, I'm glad you came over to say hi, Megan's. Hey, Matt. How are you doing? I think my comments are a little bit delayed, so if I don't answer you right away, that's probably why. I need to figure out, I filmed a review for the Last War today, and then when I tried to connect my camera to my computer to get the files off, the camera's like, you need to check your connected device, and it like wouldn't talk to my computer. So that's fun. So I'm gonna have to figure out what on earth is going on with that later. Probably Malazan. Which book are you on, Megan's? Lord of Light. Nice, Matt. Did you enjoy it? Hey, Casey. We have a Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. I was just telling the people that my camera and my computer suddenly don't want to talk to each other, so I'm going to have to figure that out later.
Love when that happens.
It's kind of a problem. What are you reading right now, Katie?
I'm still working on Bob the Wizard, which is over there, but yeah, it's gotten better, and
Yeah?
you know, it's mellowed out a little bit, but I went and scrolled through some of the reviews for that book just because I was just curious. I usually do that. I feel so bad for that guy. I feel so bad for MV Prindle. Like, literally most of the reviews are all about how the cover is AI, and so the text is probably AI too, and yeah, it's just like, I was just like, oh, I know.
Yeah.
Not to bring up something controversial right off
No,
the bat.
you're fine.
Sorry.
No, and I actually don't mind addressing that either. So from everything that I'm aware of, for anybody watching, Matt Prindle was scammed by his artist, who informed him that he had non-AI art when in fact he did not. The artist completely disappeared from the internet after this came out.
This is the book we're talking about, and this is the art in question.
That is the original
cover.
Yeah. And I'm really sad on Matt's behalf that people are so focused. Like, okay, I'm one of the most anti-AI art people out there.
Yeah.
But there's an obsession with it that goes too far, where it's like you're attacking an author who was not the problem here.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's such a big jump to say, oh, well, the cover was AI, so the writing's got to be AI too. Like,
I've seen that on several books now, and it's just really annoying. It's like, until you can prove that, like, be careful. You don't want to destroy someone's career and livelihood just because you're jumping the gun.
One of the lines that they pulled out, because there was one of the reviews that I read was like, I'm someone who is like trained to recognize AI writing. First off, AI is a very new thing, so for someone to be trained in that, I'm very skeptical of. Number two, one of the lines that they pulled out was like, It was about Bob smoking a cigarette, and it said like he hold on, I might be able to find it real quick, but anyway, it's not worth looking for. But he was basically just like he was smoking a cigarette until he had like the cigarette hit the filter, and he like kept like smoking or something, and then eventually like spit it out. And somebody was like degrading that. They're like, "Do you know how cigarettes work? Like, you don't smoke cigarettes down to the filter, all this stuff." I was like, that seems like a very thin layer of ice to stand on. Like,
I mean,
I don't know.
Without my editor involved,
Yeah.
Bloodstones had a couple characters that were about to, instead of eating at the street corner, they were going to eat the street corner. So
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
exactly. I can't put
like,
fingers.
I don't know. It just
Hey,
it
Matt.
hurt my heart a little bit to see all those reviews. I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
No, Evie, I have not. I've not even started it. I said by the end of the year. It is not even December yet. I have a month left. That's a long time. Whole month.
That is a long time. That's definitely.
I need to finish Fall of Babel first. I'm about halfway, and I was really enjoying it. Life stuff just happened, and I just haven't been able to focus as much on the denser prose. So I picked up something a little lighter. But anyway.
So Matt, now that you finished Lord of Light, what is next on the docket for you? Megan's is working on Gardens of the Moon. It's very exciting. Hi, Cassidy. How's it going? What are you reading right now? I know Cassidy was on a back to romantasy kick this week. I saw your vlog. I don't know if it was a vlog or a video that came out this week. The camera can tell. You know, Zin, I'm the type of person where the more you push me, the less likely I am to read it. I want to read Sun Eater. You're aware of that.
Sorry.
My camera's just rebelling. Zen's got a chip.
Because you haven't read Sun Eater, you know? Obviously.
I know, it's true. Hey, how's it going?
Tori, what are you reading right now?
I am about 200 pages into Jade Legacy.
Nice.
Finishing the trilogy, feeling all the feelings. I'm mad at least 12 characters. You know, typical Greenbone Saga moment.
Typical third books and trilogies for you lately.
Right? Hi, Kay. Whoops. Dreams of the Dying currently. Nice. Hey, John, how's it going? Good Omens. Nice. I haven't read a Neil Gaiman in a while. I realize that Terry Pratchett is also an author of that book, so before anybody freaks out. But I have not read Terry Pratchett yet, but I have read Neil Gaiman.
I haven't read one. I don't know that I've read one this year either. I read a couple last year, but I don't know that I've read one this year. I read American Gods last year.
I am planning on reading Guards either in December or January for book club. So that will be my first Terry Pratchett foray.
Ooh.
Waiting.
I don't know where you're gonna land on it.
Nice. Yeah, there's been some really beautiful new editions of that. I'm not gonna lie though, I still like the original covers a lot. Really, Griffin. Reading some Lit Fic Still Life by A.S. Byatt. She just passed away. I haven't said on my next SFF. Nice. Taking a little break from it. That's totally understandable. Tori, are you excited, nervous, or nervous excited for your book to be out this week? Yes. I think I feel a lot more calm than I expected, if I'm being totally honest. I think after the super heightened stress levels of fighting with Amazon last week because they wouldn't accept one of the files, and that was a big pain in the butt for like 4 or 5 days. And of course, it's like the week before launch. After that, it was just kind of like, like something could potentially still go wrong, but I'm just excited and relaxed about it now. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm ready to get back to writing. So like getting through the launch and all that kind of stuff means that I'm that much closer to going back to my writer cave and writing book 2. So I'm excited about that.
We'd love to hear it.
Grabbing some manhwa and manga for today, keeping it simple. Nice.
Sorry.
It's all right. Griffin is acting channel mascot today.
Yeah, he is.
Griffin's nowhere to be found.
Someone's being needy.
Still got to start Jade City. Sadly, I think it's one of those. There's so many books, Megan, so I don't blame you. It is good. I really liked the first one a lot. The second one, mixed bag. Third one, I still don't know how I feel about it.
I haven't read the second one, so I don't know yet. But the first one is very atmospheric. So if you are an atmosphere kind of reader, I think you're going to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Oh. Now we're in trouble.
Howdy.
Wizard.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How's your day going?
You know how it is. NF as NF does.
What are you reading right now?
Just not feeling my current read. I was reading King of Assassins, and I'm about 20% into it, and I'm just not feeling it.
That's fair.
Everything's always awful for Gerton.
Age of Assassin was the first book, right? Because you really liked the first book.
Yeah, I really like the first book. It's not bad. It's just so I've had that. I'm doing it on audio, and this is a problem I've had with this narrator. I did the same thing with the Great Coast. It's the same narrator. He does melodrama really, really well.
Yeah.
To the point where it's really annoying after a while, and it just kind of grates on you. And he's not a bad narrator. But I lose interest in series because of this narrator. And so now I'm like 20% in, which I did 20% today. So like that is not a bad book. But like I'm just like, ugh, can we just stop for a second? Like, give me a bunny somewhere.
I mean, you did pick up a fantasy about assassins, and now you're mad that there aren't fluffy bunnies in it.
Well,
that's what Legends and Lattes is for.
It's like, so the whole point of the thing is the gods in this world died. There's like the magic pulls life force from the earth. All the sorcerers are hunted down and killed and enslaved, and their blood is given to the like. There's nothing happy about this series.
Sounds like a joyride.
From the world building to the characterization, there's nothing happy. I mean, it's good. Yeah. It's just right now I'm a little sick of it. Like, give me some. I don't know. Make me a brony for a second. Like, I don't know. Give me something.
Watch a couple episodes of like Care Bears or something.
My Little Pony. I'll go watch some My Little Pony just for some sunshine and rainbows.
You know, Andrew,
I don't even like My Little
surprises me zero that you would be a brony. That does not surprise me at all.
I am not a brony. I'm not a brony.
I don't know. But I don't know if I believe you.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm only laughing because I went to college with, weirdly enough, a bunch of guys who were obsessed with My Little Pony. Don't ask. So, yeah.
I'm obsessed with Doctor Who. I'm a Whovian.
That's
I'm a Doctor
fair.
Who guy.
That's
what I'm about.
Isn't that the... Whovian. Yeah. I pay attention sometimes. Let's see. Where did I end? Hail the Lore says, been reading The Shadow Watch. First 7 chapters are insane. I'm hooked. Awesome.
Never heard of
that. Why does that sound familiar?
Who's the author?
I think they just did a Kickstarter.
Oh, is that? Yeah, you're right. We have Casey? Maybe? Do we have Casey? We possibly have Casey?
Of course, Megan's. Of course I've seen it.
The only GGK I've read of. There she is. Hi, Casey.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Wow, your bookshelves are beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just got the floral arrangement set up.
Love that. That's incredible.
A little bit of green for winter.
Yes, but it's all fake because I can't allow real plants in here because these are more important. So
sure, makes sense.
They're made from plants, so you have plants in your room.
Yeah, it's fine.
You have several trees in your room right now.
Several trees.
Several trees. I haven't read GGK yet, but I would really like to. I'm not sure which one I'm going to start with yet. I've had several different ones recommended to me.
I've tried GGK. I've DNF GGK too.
I don't know that I feel like that checks out. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it either, to be honest, but I want to try because I've heard good things. So
I'm going to say don't start with Tigana.
I've actually heard that from a couple other people too. Lions of Al Rasan was one that was recommended because I think it's a standalone. Evie says, "Don't apologize for Griffin." And Zen,
Sorry, my bad.
I think Pippin is probably sitting on the couch with my children because they're watching a movie right now.
Where is my cat? She's probably plotting my murder somewhere.
He loves watching movies. Pippin will sit with Ben and I when we sit on our bed to watch movies or whatever, and he'll come up and he will watch the screen very intently, and he'll follow what's going on the screen. It's really cute.
I wish my cats did that. They don't care.
Flippant.
Mm-hmm.
No one loves this dog. He's never had any love or affection ever.
I'm going to do Hercule Poirot's Christmas. That's what I'm going to be doing for sprints.
Nice. Let's do it. Hey,
I
Andrew.
was supposed to do the Halloween one with somebody, but
Wickwire Watch.
I'm still reading the Wickwire Watch. I need to get through that.
Nice.
Sorry, Andrew. I did catch that, just so you know. I did hear you. So I put on the brakes with that one because I had a couple of people that were like, I don't know if you should start with that one. And now I'm like, well, I don't know. There's so many of them.
Literally, I think there's like 60 or 90 Agatha Christie books, somewhere in that range.
So, Andrew, you know my reading taste pretty well at this point. What Agatha Christie should I start with?
I've only read 5 of them.
More than that? You've been talking about it nonstop for like 6 months.
Has it been 6 months?
I don't know. I made that up.
Are you gaslighting me right now? I'm actually going to say Murder on the Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile would be a good one for you.
Okay. I'm here for it. There's been so many of them that have been recommended that I just kind of got overwhelmed and didn't read any of them.
Well, Murphy told me to read a Poirot, so I'm going to read a Poirot. Andrew's
Wizardly DNFs is here.
Yep. Very much.
60% into Wall of Storms. After that, it's back into lives. Is Wall of Storms in the Dandelion Dynasty?
Dandelion Dynasty. Yeah. That's book number
3? 2. I need that.
Have I read it? No.
Hey, Chadia. Another series I'd really like to get to. Hi, Rachel. I am having a lovely day. Also having a lovely day. I'm trying to catch up.
I've got my Christmas tree up and everything, Rogue. I want
you to know. Me too.
I don't. Not yet.
We've got my daughter's got like a little 16-inch Christmas tree on like her nightstand. Aww. And then we've got the full tree up now.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch everybody. I know all of a sudden we have a whole bunch more people in the chat. Hello, everybody. Hi, Andrew.
Hi.
The other Andrew. There are like 4 Andrews between the chat and this now. We have a full Audacity going. Andrew, go read some cozy fantasy.
Which cozy fantasy?
Which Andrew?
I mean, it's fair.
Let's see. Yeah, Lions of Al Rasan is the one that I keep kind of leaning back towards. I'll find
it is what I'm leaning towards. From when I'm going to try and jump back in.
Nice. Buddy read. Kidding.
It's just what we need is more on the schedule.
Right. Evil for Evil by KJ Parker. Have 150 pages left. Nice.
That's not a cozy fantasy, Evie.
I don't know if that was her recommendation, but you're right. It's not.
I know. I'm just yelling at her because
Rogue says Poirot's Christmas. It's not even December yet, Andrew. I think that's what you said about your tree. Yeah. I'm catching up. Okay, give me a minute. I wish I didn't have to leave so Andrew could tell me which Agatha Christie book she actually leaves meaningful clues that we have any chance to know who done it.
I'll let you know when I find out. Because Agatha Christie kind of doesn't let you solve it. It's not doable.
Evie is upset.
Oh.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, Evie upset with me is like standard mode.
Yeah,
Like
you guys
that-
have a long-standing holy war.
Pretty
Murphy
much.
has it's the
It's basically
subscribers.
just sibling rivalry.
What, Katie?
Evie, it's the subscribers. Murphy has way more subscribers than you, so your opinion invalid.
Silence.
Sorry, Evie, I'll be reading the same today, but you can progress past me. That's the hard part about buddy reads. Trying to keep up. Especially speaking of buddy reading with Murphy and Andrew. Yeah. So it's surprising no one of the three of us guessed who finished the book first. Like way
Andrew.
before.
To be fair, like I took my time with it.
You did, and you still like way beat us.
That's because y'all can't manage your TBRs.
Says
And-
you.
We're like, we're gonna start on this day. I was like, cool, and I
No,
started on
Murphy
that day.
said that, not me.
And then everybody else hit the brakes, and they're like, I'm gonna read everything else first. And meanwhile, I'm just sending chats, and you're like, yeah, sorry, I'm not reading it right now. I got Virginia Woolf.
Trust me, I would so much have been rather reading Shadow of the Gods. No offense to any Virginia Woolf fans in the building.
Brian, you should 100% read 5 of my DNFs. I think that'd be fun.
That would be awesome. You should do it. That's so sad, Evie. It's not true. We love you, Evie.
Well, she still hasn't answered me what cozy fantasy I should read.
What's your recommendation, Evie?
Yeah, Evie, tell me. Come on, make it snappy. I got room. We got 4 days to make it happen, Captain.
I know. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, can I do it?
No.
I think I can. It's launch week. What else am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Right? Don't tell me what I can't do. Casey, did I ask you what you're reading?
I'm just reading some manhwa and some manga.
Oh, that's right.
I'm 75% through your book, and I'm gonna pick that up again tomorrow after work. But I had my best friend and her husband over this weekend,
Nice.
so right now I need to just chill my brain and recharge. So I figured I'd continue with some manga. So I picked up this manhwa.
Ooh, I love the cover.
Yeah, it looks, or I think it's a lit RPG maybe,
Okay.
or at least a progression. I guess it kind of feels almost like one of those video game progression fantasies, but it's not a video game. It's not in another world. It's actually our world, but it has those kind of aspects to it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of The Wandering Inn?
I have. I have the first book on Audible. And
Have you heard of Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I have too. I'm not a big lit RPG person. I'm just not. I don't like the progression, even though I'm an RPG video game lover. But I'm trying to kind of slowly make my way into a few of the written pieces of it and see if it's something that I can get into. So we'll see if this is one of those that pulls me in.
Weird.
Nice. Hey, Andrew.
No.
Wizard, I will only refer to you as Wizard from now on.
I'm still gonna act like I'm confused.
Okay. Chadia has a rec for you, Wizard.
I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what
It's
letting
a
them
classic
It's a book.
fantasy. Yeah. Thanks,
It's a
Katie.
book. That's all you need to know. It's a
Really?
book.
I thought it was an album.
This is, from what I understand, this is a very early fantasy book.
Yeah, I looked it up when I read the comic. It was published in 1926.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
So
Evie complains that
short.
she does not read cozy fantasy, Andrew.
Neither do I. It's
That's
not
like
my thing.
when people are like, "Oh, you watch K-dramas. I want to watch something really light and fluffy and romantic." And I'm like, I can give you a psychological thriller or a military drama, but nope.
Oh,
Evie, do you want me to do this one?
You should. You'll read that in like 2 hours. Andrew would hate Let in the Mist.
I probably would.
Well, he's got to meet the DNF quota for the month, so you know.
Have I DNF'd a whole lot this month?
I haven't DNF'd anything this month, I don't think.
Oh, I inevitably DNF something every month.
It probably is, Chadia. I haven't read it either. It probably is.
Do I have any other cozy fantasy right now that I haven't read? No, I'm questioning.
Andrew, what are you working on / reading at the moment?
Editing Dread Knight.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yes. So that tomorrow I can get back to editing and go back.
Yay!
Tori, is it cozy?
Yes. Yeah. You haven't read that yet. That's right.
You only just finished. You finished reading Assassins of Crimson Secrets.
You're very muffled, Andrew.
Yeah, it's this stupid ear.
I'm gonna read this one.
I think you should. I think you're really gonna like it. Also, for anybody who hasn't read Hills of Heather and Bone, Katie's like descriptions are just divine.
Not this Katie. Just to clarify, that's not me.
Yes, you haven't written a book yet. You may also have divine prose. I don't know.
Is this better?
A little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, her descriptions of things are just so
Meow.
beautiful. It's like she's one of those people that you read and you get annoyed by because you're like, how are you this good at this? Why? I'm annoyed by this, but also
that's exactly how I feel about Sinlana Sins. It's just like, wow. Wow. This is unfair.
Megan says, Andrew, the mad fast author, is going to finish writing book 4 before I properly start book 1.
Isn't 4 already done?
Editing, he said.
Oh.
You're on mute.
Oh no, we lost him. He's editing book 4 right now. I need to catch up too. I need to read book 2 and 3 before book 4 comes out.
Didn't book 3 like just come out not that long ago?
Yeah, September.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I wish I could write that fast. I can't. So if anybody's expecting book 2 after Bloodstones in like February, I'm so sorry, but you won't get it.
What about April?
Honestly, if you had it come out in February, I wouldn't trust it. Actually, that's just too fast.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for the final version so that I can then reread it and see what changed.
I'm getting several large boxes of it, hopefully in the next week and a half here. So
that's exciting.
It's very exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So somebody's got a circus going on in the background.
I feel like I'm playing Mario.
Tell me.
Oh, you can hear the kids playing Mario.
Is that Mario?
That is? Casey had it.
We can't hear you, but we can hear that Mario music.
That's stupid.
We can hear you now.
I switched ears, so hopefully that'll be better.
It is.
I want to use less.
Okay. Let's do a reading sprint. Let me grab a banner quick. What time is it? Should we do a half-hour sprint?
Let's do it. Easy math.
Remember to mute your mics. Guys, I can't tell who's. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Andrew. Wizard.
What you want?
Wake up, everyone!
All right.
Evie's always choosing violence.
True. But I have dogs, so.
It's a Max. We're a good boy.
So, Evie, I heard what you were reading earlier on Matt's stream, but if you could tell everyone in the chat what you are reading.
Evil for Evil by KJ Parker.
That's a chunky book.
I got that much left! I was almost optimistic thinking that I could finish it this weekend. I'm like, I don't think we're going to finish it this weekend.
Well, maybe it's the same one.
Yours probably isn't this glossy one because, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
the first
Is
book
yours an Orbit edition?
it is, but for whatever reason, it's glossy.
Weird.
Although the last page on your edition, does it have made in the United States, North Haven, Connecticut? All right, I have a feeling I got a print on demand edition. Is that a thing for like traditional publishing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when I bought my trade paperback of Dead House Gates, I got a very much not official version of it. So
I think I did too. It's
Yep.
just slightly shorter than the rest of them.
Like,
But
is that illegal? Like, illegal or?
apparently, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I want to make
Honestly,
sure
why-
KJ Parker gets his money, dang it.
Why isn't this I feel like why isn't this a thing still? Like, why? You know how much sense that would make if you could order print on demand editions like legally, and they had a system for that of like older books. That just makes too much sense. The printing
All
is
of
too much.
KJ Parker's books? Because you can't
I
find them
mean,
anywhere.
yeah. Adrian Tchaikovsky's books, they're hard to find too. Malazan, you know?
Yep.
How did everybody do in the chat? How was your sprint, guys?
Well, I NFN'd the Hercule Poirot, and then I decided to just go back to Mark of the Fool 4.
Nice.
Andrew, I'm just going to call you Gretchen. Gretchen Winger.
Are
Trying
you
to make NFN happen. It's not going to happen.
Are you a fan of you like Mark of the Fool, Andrew? I've been thinking about reading it.
I love Mark of the Fool.
Okay.
It's fun.
So you didn't start Hills of Heather and Bone?
No.
Okay. I got through like 15, 20 pages of Jade Legacy.
245 manhwa pages.
Wow.
So
That's still a lot.
As a ignorant, uneducated person, what is manhwa?
manhwa is
Basically
Korean.
manga.
It's manga,
Yeah.
but Korean.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Higgins is partway into chapter 11 of Bloodstones.
Ooh.
Britton watched John's video, then finished an email. My
What's
children
John?
are impersonating a herd of elephants in the hallway, so let me know if that becomes distracting.
I hear nothing, so.
Great. They're very loud, and we now have wood floors in that part of the house, so it's even louder.
So your noise suppressant software is working. Yay!
Yay.
I listened to about 30 minutes of Authority by Jeff Vandermeer, which is the sequel to Annihilation. So
Nice.
Nice.
They're basically standalones, but set in the same, like, it's not like a continuation, right? But it's like set in the same area X.
the second one would not make very much sense, I don't think, if you haven't read the first one.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's a different POV. It's a different character.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's not a continuation, but I think you'd be missing some crucial details.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call them standalones. But anyway, have you read the first one, Evie? Have you read Annihilation?
No, I have it on my shelves. I'm a bad reader. I saw the movie and I really love the movie, and I know that it's different. And apparently Jeff Vandermeer hates the movie.
I have not seen the movie. I know that several people like the movie more than the book. The ending is different. I don't know.
I've been warned that they take liberties.
It's good though. The book is very good. It is it's very well written. It's extremely descriptive and very atmospheric, but also like confusing. Like, what did I just read? I don't know.
I've not read the book. I've only seen the movie, but I can't rewatch it simply because of the bear scene. It freaks me out. It's
not as creepy in the book.
I imagine, because just the sound that they used, and it just gives me the willies. I can't do it.
Yeah.
On the flip side, Oscar Isaac's in the movie.
On the flip side, Oscar Isaac's in the movie. Yep.
Rogue 62% in Wall of Storms. Nice.
Maybe I'll return to Dandelion in 2024. You never know.
2 days. So excited.
I did not have starting, let alone finishing the entire Dandelion Dynasty on my bingo card for 2023. I almost said 2024. But yeah, it just, Andrew,
just happened.
Please just read it. Please just read it.
If he has to.
What if I don't like it and it's just another thing for you to yell at me about?
I mean, when do I not yell at you? So it's not going to be anything new.
Yeah.
What, Andrew?
I said, what would be different than in that?
Yeah.
I'm so tired of being screamed at.
Listen, if I didn't scream at you, it means I don't care. So.
If Oscar Isaac was in all movies, I would watch all movies. That man is just candy to look at. I'm sorry.
Also, like, he was a sci-fi speculative fiction, like, darling. He was in Ex Machina playing a wonderful horror.
Listen, Oscar Isaac is no Ryan Reynolds, okay?
That's okay. That's fair.
Just plays himself in all movies.
I don't care. The man is eye candy.
He is eye candy.
It's fine.
There you go, Britton. Shares a birthday with Oscar Isaac.
Nice. Pedro Pascal, Diego Luna, Oscar Isaac. The trifecta, the holy trinity, and they all happen to be in the Star Wars universe. So yeah.
Is that who plays Paul Atreides in Dune? It is. Or not Paul Atreides, the dad.
Leto. Duke Leto.
Yeah. Leto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, in the movie, they, for whatever reason, stripped him down naked for a dinner scene.
Are you complaining?
Oh, is it really the dinner scene, or is it...
That scene?
But in all fairness, how can you do, like, I don't think there's a good way that they could have done the dinner scene justice in film. Like, it's because it's all...
Not that dinner scene, the other dinner scene.
The third person omniscient is what gives the dinner scene its prowess, you know? It's what gives it its life. Like, I don't know how you do that on film. That's tough.
I have the unpopular opinion that I still don't think that they were able to do a Dune movie justice.
I agree.
I think they did.
It's a pretty film, but if somebody hasn't read Dune, they have no idea what's going on in that.
Okay, but I haven't read Dune.
With the film technology that's available, I think they did a pretty darn good job considering what all's in that book, how dense it is, and the technology they had available. I think they did a pretty darn good job. So.
It's a good job. It still doesn't capture 70% of what the book is.
Well, nothing's going to. That's the thing.
I mean, so it's better than the Dune miniseries that Sci-Fi did back in the day.
It's better than the old Dune movie.
Well, true.
That thing was a masterpiece.
As someone who hasn't read Dune, though, I absolutely loved it. And then I read the full cast version in audio up to where the movie ended. And that is the only way I got through the book so far, honestly, is having seen the movie first. I would have DNF'd that book in 2 chapters had I not seen the movie first.
The first 2 chapters are rough.
As someone who grew up watching the sci-fi miniseries and then read the books right before I saw the new movie, I will disagree with you for once, Andrew, and say that the movie was better than the book.
I
Oh.
will 100% fight you on that.
Yeah, I'll fight on that too.
I'll fight on it. We can fight.
You can't-
Visually,
there's just-
the movie is stunning, but it uses visuals to distract you.
I don't
from what
think
is
it's. I
missing
don't
in the
think
book.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I think thematically, there's so much that you just cannot capture in the film that is in the book because it's in people's thoughts and it's in just
fair.
the descriptions of the way things are. But I think they did it. I think they did it a just service. It's not perfect, but no adaptation is. It's its own unique piece of art. But
I agree, but at the same time, I love Denis Villeneuve. Like, I was introduced to him with Arrival. That is a wonderful, like, complimentary. Speaking of adaptations from source material and changing it up, I think Arrival is a wonderful complimentary adaptation of The Story of Your Life by Ted Chiang, the short story that it's based on.
not you. I'm
me. Oh, okay, sorry.
No,
We're
I've
good.
written.
Okay,
Dune
I'm
is a
like, wait, what's
masterpiece.
happening? But for me, like, it's visually beautiful. You can tell that Denis Villeneuve. Talk about Dune. Dune is visually beautiful. You can tell that Denis Villeneuve, this is a passion project for him, and I completely appreciate that. And especially considering he wants to move on and he wants to continue adapting Dune Messiah after part 2 is out, which is great. Dune Messiah love. My frustration with the film, which I totally understand, this is an irrational reason for me to not like the entire movie, is I feel like they destroyed Lady Jessica. Like,
yeah, they did.
They just made her a crying baby the entire time.
They made her a very prissy-esque royalty character, whereas in the book, like, I'd be scared of her. Like, oh, she's crazy.
Yeah, like, yeah, she did show emotions, but like, you only saw that from a third-person omniscient perspective. You only saw that, a handful of times, and that's the whole point. Like, she's been a Jesuit. She's supposed to have control over her emotions and not show, like...
Have you read the whole series?
I'm sorry?
Have you read the whole series?
Mm-hmm.
All six?
It's
okay.
Oh, Evie's insane for Dune.
True.
Okay. I only read the first 3, so...
Yeah, it's been like 20 years since I last read Children of Dune and onward, because I read them in high school.
In high school? Oh my gosh. That's some weird stuff to be reading in high school, Evie. That's crazy.
Listen!
It was a different time.
High school was a different time. But also, on top of that, related to Lady Jessica, spoiler for anyone that hasn't read Dune or watched the movie.
Plug your ears.
Yeah, cover your ears.
Tori's just ignoring us and decided to go back to reading.
I'm on my soapbox, I guess.
No, I'm here for it. I didn't know you loved Dune this much, Evie. Why haven't we talked about this before? I love Dune.
Okay, good. We can talk about this later. But the other thing is, like, they made it seem like it's all Paul's ideas for everything, that he's like this mastermind.
And it's so not. It is so not.
It's Lady Jessica. She's the mastermind, and she's manipulating everyone.
And not just Lady Jessica, but the Bene Gesserit as an organization. That's the whole point. That's literally the whole point of the book. Or, like, not entirely. There's several points in the books and several thematic happenings, but that's one of the big ones. Anyway, okay, we can we can
exercise our demons in this discussion, Katie. There you go. In your first official booktube video, let's do that.
There you go. Why?
I am going to try reading Dune next year. It's one of my goals.
I'll be finishing the second half as soon as the second movie comes out. I'll watch the movie, then finish the second half.
We'll see how it goes. Andrew's going to show off.
That's my favorite copy. I wanted that book so badly. Oh, it's beautiful.
Edition.
Now that they've got Dune Messiah, I'm really debating on whether to get it.
That book is absolutely beautiful.
Can you still buy that edition?
Yeah.
That's Folio Society, right?
Yep.
I don't know that I needed to know that.
It was a lot for me to say no for that one when I saw it, because that's beautiful.
Husband, if you're watching, please put this on my Christmas wish list. Thank you.
Oof, that kind of hurts. $150.
Yeah.
It was 140 when I bought it, but then inflation is a thing.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a
it's,
special ticket item.
I was really
Yeah.
mad because I went to a small bookstore, like secondhand bookstore, and they had the Dune Folio Society, and all of their books are donation that they get. Okay, so they
And you
got
didn't
this
buy it?
for free. Well, here's why. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. So I grab it and I take it up to the counter, and I'm like, there's not a price tag on this. Do you have like what are you guys asking for it? Because I'm thinking, I don't know what they were going to charge for, like 60, 70 bucks, maybe 80 bucks. The guy literally goes, let me look it up. He looks it up and he's like, oh, well, I could probably lower it to 140 bucks for you. And I'm like, sir,
it's not new.
you got this for free. And that's like $10 cheaper than me buying it brand new.
They were planning
Like,
on
it was in
it.
perfect condition, but yeah, I was really mad about that.
This one's my pride and joy.
What is it?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a big book. That's a chunker.
Mm-hmm.
This one is out of print.
Yeah, the new version, Rachel, is like 150.
Barnes & Noble one is not that expensive. The one that you have, Tori.
No, that one is really, really pretty. There's a gold one and a black one. So pick your.
I have the gold one. And when I got the gold one and it came out, it was on sale. I got it for $30. And then the next two came out in the same sort of type. And they wanted $50 for each individual one. And I'm like, I'm not paying that. I'm sorry. I didn't even really like it that much to begin with. I only liked it because of the movie. And $50 just seems a lot for, I don't know. That just seemed like a lot.
Yeah. That one's really pretty too.
I think I could be. I don't think I will ever purchase the Folio Society one, but I think like the reason that I could be tempted was because like,
it's addicting.
Evie, you might share the sentiment. Is like that was one of the first books I read that was adult sci-fi. That like really I associate that with like my journey into loving what I love now, and so it's like very meaningful. You know, that's one of the reasons why I love Dune as much as I do. So
I've never read his Dark Materials.
I have
skipped over that as a child.
I would say, of course, you have Andrew, because why else would you have special editions? But then I realized you have special editions of books because you have of books you've never read. So
yeah,
that's crazy.
I didn't claim sanity here.
I don't even know what like my most expensive book is. I mean, what I paid versus what it's worth is probably my Howler Red Rising. That one's probably one of my more valuable ones, especially because it is now signed.
Nice.
I've got the Grim Oak Press Dragonbone chair on the way. That's probably going to be my most expensive.
Ooh,
nice.
I got it on Black Friday.
Nice.
Rogue says, Andrew, don't you have Book of the New Sun?
No.
Have you read?
I am so scared I'm going to hate that series.
Okay, never mind.
I'm like the set is gorgeous. I am terrified that I am going to absolutely loathe Book of the New Sun.
I read Gene Wolfe last year at my husband's urging, and I will never I won't say never.
See?
I hate using the word
That's
never,
it, Rogue.
But
That's
I probably won't read him again. Yep.
See, I know myself enough, and I was like, oh, because I was going to buy it last year, and then like it just kind of, I started hearing people like it's harder to read than Malazan, and I was just like, no,
disagree, very much disagree.
If there is one book, I could only take one book to save from fire, and hopefully I don't just jinx it.
Is that your Frankenstein?
Oh my god, where's it at?
Are you trying to pull out your Frankenstein?
Maybe. Don't worry about it.
Mind your business.
Well, it's a manuscript copy of Frankenstein, and of course I think I put it behind my other book so it would fit on my shelf.
I already knew.
did. Dang it!
I don't think I could choose. I've got so many that are my favorites.
I mean, I've got my
behind all of
hardcovers
you
Sun Eater.
are my
I've got
really special leather bounds that you can't see, and then I
have actually more. Actually, not. I have in my vintage book collection, which at some point I need to actually haul them all out of my glass bookcase and like do a video on them. But I have the first single volume American edition of Les Miserables that was ever printed in the United States.
awesome.
Wow.
And that one's probably worth as much or more as my Howler. So I have like some vintage sets that are pretty cool. I don't really consider myself like a book collector in the sense of like special editions and stuff. I have a couple, but I don't like Red Rising was an easy one for me to say I want like a really cool copy of that. But I don't know. Like I'm also fine with mismatched series.
Have your copies of this one arrived yet, Tori?
Yeah, they're really pretty.
Those are special editions.
They're very pretty. I know.
I'm a book collector of special editions for things I love, but I'm not just going to spend money on the things that, even if they're pretty.
Yeah.
I don't have the cash for
my
that.
bookshelves would probably give Wizard a coronary because they're just nothing matches, and it's like
it would give me an aneurysm.
Yeah. I just, and especially because I'm a trade paperback person, I don't actually enjoy reading hardcovers.
Me too.
I hate reading hardcovers.
Trade is my favorite to read.
Yeah, trade's easier, especially since I have very light carpal tunnel in both of my hands. So mass market is tough and hardcover is tough. Trade paperback is just
a sweet spot.
Chef's kiss. So, did you get your the new Barnes and Noble Frankenstein yet, Evie?
No, I was this close to getting it.
I almost bought that. You're talking about that big artistic one?
2 other books that I already have.
Spirit Cuts Through Water and Panic Birds.
I feel that.
They look really pretty, Daniel.
They're very pretty on the shelf that I'm staring at right now.
Yeah, Casey's like, I got those.
They're very pretty.
I wasn't a fan of Tress, and so I never continued.
Oh man,
I liked Tress. Yeah, that was fun.
I liked Tress.
The one that I'm most excited by is the Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, I think.
That one is very cute. None of them are his strongest works in my opinion, but they're still very enjoyable for what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, for books that he just kind of accidentally wrote in the middle of writing everything else.
Oops, I wrote 4 books. Sorry.
Doesn't he have a 5th book coming out though?
Not with the secret projects. No,
Stormlight next
5.
year.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought he had like 5 manuscripts that he announced or something.
4.
No, I don't think so.
Oh wait, he had. I think there was a 5th one, but I think it was like a children's book or something. I don't think it was. Yeah, and it's not like part of the project. It was just
no, it wasn't part of the Kickstarter thing at all.
I will probably at some point be obligated to read Stormlight 5 because I've vlogged the whole series up till this point.
I'm doing a reread of it for next year's release.
I need to read Stormlight.
Oh, it's my favorite.
It's
I'm not that excited for book 5. I'm not gonna lie.
I hated Rhythm of War. I hated
it so much.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it.
It wasn't good.
In fairness, go ahead, Katie.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day at work or something, and they were telling me they had read Stormlight, and they said Rhythm of War was their favorite, and I just thought that was funny, just because I haven't read it, but I know that.
And to go
aren't
back
they like? But these are like STEM friends, though, right?
Yeah, STEM.
That's 100% why. That's 100% why.
They're like, I love it.
That's like 600 pages of science. Of course, they loved it.
I'm curious to see where I fall on it. I don't know.
I think you'll enjoy it a lot more than I did, just because of that. Like he really.
It's too repetitive. It's gonna drive me up a wall, though.
Well,
It is nothing like the rest of the series.
No, and it's in my opinion the weakest character work he's done.
Speaking of,
it's definitely more than 100 pages, Daniel.
I'm sensing some sarcasm.
Oathbringer is my favorite. I'm with Megan's.
Oathbringer was the beginning of the down
The
turn
decline.
for me. Yep. I liked the first one a lot, loved the second one, and then Oathbringer, I didn't dislike it, but once I got to the end, I was, and maybe this is my writer brain, I was really mad by some of the writing choices he made at the end of Oathbringer, and that just kind of like so
I couldn't stand the second one because I don't like Shallan.
Yeah.
see, I liked everything about number 2 except Shallan.
I think she's probably one of just about everybody's least favorite characters.
You would think so. She's usually ranked as a favorite.
Really? I've heard more people say they don't like her than I've heard people say they do. That's
I've heard
interesting.
the exact opposite.
Oh, it's so interesting.
You guys are clearly not on the same circle of book.
We're not in the same wavelength.
I'm pretty sure this is the first time we've interacted.
Yeah, pretty much.
Casey,
Hi, nice
Wizard,
to meet
Wizard,
you.
Casey.
Wizard.
Who's your favorite character, Casey?
Oh, Kaladin, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm one of the
We
Kaladin
love a
stands.
broody, depressed boy.
Oh, absolutely. It's one of my favorites.
Right?
With horrible
Did
backstory.
somebody say Hob?
Yeah. Yep. The horrible trauma backstory. That's one of my things.
I'm with the Evie.
Wizard.
I wanted
who's
to
your
do-
favorite?
What's the name of the guy who's only got one arm?
Oh,
In what book?
The one we're talking about.
you said that, and I just finished
Um,
reading. Like, I
Lupin.
can't get
Lupin.
Jax out of my head
Yeah.
now.
Lopin.
Lopin's
my favorite.
amazing.
Yeah.
Lopin's amazing.
I wanted to do a full-on deep dive of Stormlight, but
Megan,
I
don't
feel
make
like
it
that
weird.
would take 5 years, and I'm currently doing a deep dive of Islington's Will of the Many, so no deep dives of Stormlight for me.
Nice.
I need to read Will of Many.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's so,
I'm excited
so
to read
good.
that one. I'm gonna
That's
ask
why
for that one
people
for
keep
Christmas,
telling
I
me.
think.
It's amazing.
I've got the
I,
audiobook.
The audio
Um,
is phenomenal too. They both are just so good.
I liked, but I had problems with Lycanius, so I
Same.
think that's why I haven't jumped straight into Will of the Many.
Yeah, Lycanius is great as a debut, but you can tell it's a debut. He's got things that he really just focused too much on or rehashed too many times. A lot of repetition in some areas, and there were things I definitely would have changed, but there was a visual, clear improvement in his craft within Will, which was so incredibly exciting to see as a fan of Lycanius already, but still seeing that there were issues with it. I legitimately, there was no question that I even texted my best friend, we were reading at the same time. I said, you can almost see on the page where he has improved in his craft. And that's so much fun to see that he really took the time to make major improvements, and it showed.
Nice. Yeah, I want to
Very
read
cool.
that one for sure. I have the first Lycanius. But I mean, same Rogue. But
I'll come back to Malzahn someday. Someday. But it is not this day.
Yeah, she's not
I think
this
that's one
big.
of the few things that we agree on, Andrew.
December, right, Katie?
I'm working on it. It's gonna happen. It's probably gonna be bleeding over into January.
Oh, Ryan, you hurt my soul. Oh, you hurt my soul.
Ryan's a good guy. You can forgive him.
I mean, we all have our opinions.
Are we
but, you
allowed
know.
to have different book opinions? I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Not on this
Absolutely
channel.
not. Nope.
I'm a lover of the slow build, so if it's a slow character build, then that's my thing. But if you're
Have you
wanting
read
a
Realm
fast
of the
plot,
Elderlings?
I'm currently reading
Well,
it.
Tori,
and
let
I'm
me tell
currently
you
loving
about Red Rising. I'm just kidding.
Huh?
Speaking of which, Tori, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm so sorry.
You hated Red Rising?
No. I really love Red Rising. However, I watched The Hunger Games yesterday. I've never been more underwhelmed. Like, I was just like, nostalgia. I was like, I'll watch it. I haven't seen it in a while. And I was just like, so incredibly underwhelmed
Of
by
the
that.
3 films, the first one is absolutely the worst.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
Also, the books
They
are
were
so
just-
much better.
There was just like so many, which I read the books in like 5th grade. It's been a long
Sure.
time. But
Yeah.
like, there were just so many things that I was like, this does not make any sense.
I'm really
at
glad
all.
they switched directors between
Yeah.
the first and second film, because the second book was my favorite of the three. And
Logically, there were so
did
many
better.
plot holes in that movie. I was just like,
Do we want to, if we're going to talk about plot holes, would we like to get into Harry Potter?
No,
No.
I'm gonna read
not
it next
really.
year.
No.
Leave me alone, Wizard. I don't want to have your
Just
vitriol.
enjoy it as the childhood story
It's-
that it
yes.
was.
You
I
can
guess-
definitely tell that she was discovery writing at many, many points.
Hey,
and
watch
she didn't
it.
think it through.
I guess
Hey, as long as you think it through and you've got an editor who will point stuff out to you.
Yeah, I have planner friends, and they're mean. Like, they're not mean. Like,
know,
Tori, this doesn't make sense. Yes, it does.
I think my point with that though was that like I think the first Red Rising book is so much incredibly more creative than the Hunger Games. Like I would take Red Rising over the Hunger Games any day.
That's like comparing a middle grade to like an yeah.
I'm just saying. I know you don't agree with the comparison, and I said before I said it that you were gonna hate me for that.
No,
but-
I appreciate that you have that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
The first three Red Rising books are fantastic. The next two are butt cheeks.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. I haven't read those ones yet.
Oh, I
We'll
hate
see
them.
if we have
I
the
hate
same
them
opinion
so
of that,
much.
Casey,
Andrew.
we don't trust his opinions around
Oh.
here.
It's a bunch of butt cheeks. It's a bunch of just gross.
You know, it's
Andrew just
weird,
likes
Andrew,
everything.
because I feel like with a lot of my friends, I either have a lot of the same opinions or really different opinions. And I feel like you and I have this weird, like they overlap just enough for me to trust your opinion. But then like everything else, we have like these weirdly different opinions about the same series. It's very interesting.
So the mechanics used in the next two books are where I draw the issues from. The writing mechanics are clunky. Like there's tons of like nick of the moment or plot armor or here comes the cavalry. Like it's just abused, especially in Dark Age. Like if you like that sort of thing, great. It's action nonstop. But if you actually look at the minutia of what's happening in the story, it's awful.
I can understand that because I agree with you with that in a sense, and I am someone who does like the action and let's go get them cavalry thing. So it doesn't
Depends on the
bother me as
series
much.
for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't
You
bother
can
me as
turn
much.
off the
But
critique. It's a fantastic ride. But if you actually critically read the book, it's really, really bad.
yeah, and I didn't
There's a lot
critically
of
read it at
Ed
all.
Ward
I was
stuff
there
in
for the
there.
fun.
I've definitely heard people say the opposite of that. So I don't know. It's hard
It's
to.
so interesting, huh?
Yeah. So much of it, it's kind of funny, even because like you can have like objective things like that, but like so much of it is still so subjective into what you think is plot armor. What you know, it's just like it's
No,
weird.
there are legitimate moments of plot armor where
Well, I mean,
literally thousands
yeah.
of people, except the main character,
Yeah.
die. That is the definition of
Yeah.
plot armor.
Yeah, I haven't read it, so I don't know. I just know that I've heard a lot of other people talk about how much his writing improved in those books. So I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I loved all three of them. I'm a Red Rising junkie like you, Tori. I loved all of them so
The
hard.
first three. I stand the first three. I love them. I'm
It's
a
just
little
those
bit more
next two.
sour. It's the same thing with Realm of the Elderlings. I'm a rabbit Evie in on this. She's just
Bingo,
staring at
everybody
me.
get your bingo cards out. Andrew and Evie fight about Hob. Check.
I love the first 9. The last 7.
Look at her just
God-awful
stretch.
mechanics.
All right, let me stretch.
Great character moments, good story, awful mechanics.
I'm not
It's a
I'm not
shoddy
gonna engage.
story.
He's baiting me. I'm not going to engage.
Yep,
Respect it.
because you know I'm right.
Zen, I
You
respect
have
your
many more wrong opinions than correct opinions, Andrew. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know that I trust your opinions at this point. No offense.
I was gonna say, Zen, I respect your ability to have
An
different
acid
opinions.
slog.
massive.
I disagree. I mean, it's a lot to get to.
It's a slow burn, that's
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
So, speaking of Malazan, excuse me. I've been reading The Black Company, and I read the first 3 books. Loved them. Absolutely adore them. And apparently people are so surprised because I can't say I didn't like Malazan. I basically set Dead House Gates down like 2 chapters into it, which is good amount. It's like 150 pages or something like that. The chapters are ridiculously long. And yeah, and I never picked it back up because
I will read Malazan before I ever go back to the Black Company.
Ooh. Wow.
We were at a good place, Andrew.
Evie, I still love you, but you already knew I didn't like Black Company. I haven't liked Black Company for 2 years.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Garbage.
I genuinely don't get it.
It's a steaming pile of trash.
What?
You're a steaming pile of trash.
Wow.
Okay, children, behave. Hold on.
You guys need to hug it
me,
out.
Mom.
Hug it out.
Also, I can't tell you how much my heart hurts at this comment. Morningstar is like after Dead House Gates, which is going to make a lot of people laugh. Morningstar is my favorite fantasy sci-fi book of all time.
Morningstar,
Incredible.
My emotions were everywhere reading that book, and oh my gosh,
a lot of people have issues with the unreliable narrator scene that happens towards the end of the book. I didn't care. I liked it.
Yeah.
What? You can put your headphones back on. You can put them back on.
I haven't read it. I was like,
I'm not going to go into any specific.
No spoilers here.
I
have heard that from other people too, Zen. So I totally believe you. I just still think I'm going to love the series because it's Malazan. But I'm sure there will be parts that
are
I'm
you talking about the one that's written by the other author?
No. Hey, it's a Pete.
Hey.
There's a Malazan. There's one of the 10 books of the Fallen is not written by Steve.
No, there's a trilogy afterwards.
Oh,
there's a duology.
There's several of them, right? Yeah.
That's Erickson's.
There's a lot of other books from.
We're talking about the Book of the Fallen.
Esselman.
10.
Book of the Fallen is all Erickson.
Yeah,
the world isn't, but like those books are.
There's like 27, 30 Malazan books.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Some of them are. Arcanus is supposed to be a trilogy. That's written by Erickson. And then there's what was it called? Dancers with Men and all that jazz, which was kind of a direct prequel to two very specific characters in Book of the Fallen, which was supposed to be 3 books, and now it's gonna be 6.
What's supposed to be 6?
Gosh, I can't remember. Path to Ascendancy. There we go.
Oh yeah.
And then there's novels of the Malazan Empire, which are like intertwined with Books of the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Karsa sequels, which
Pete, you joined it at such the perfect time. Like
I did.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Hold up.
Got things to say.
They're great.
What are you reading, Pete?
Pete's on my side against Andrew's bad.
I haven't read it yet.
How far in are you?
Like 2 chapters.
Oh, okay.
I've been busy watching Doctor Who today because I watched the latest episode last night, and then I was just like, I need some more Matt Smith in my life for a hot minute. So
that episode was so good, Pete.
Yeah, I really liked it. I definitely almost cried once or twice.
Oh, I did cry.
Like, oh gosh. I watched the Van Gogh episode again today. That I was sobbing.
Oh, that'll make you cry every time.
Dude. So good.
Pete, I thought you said you don't cry.
Yes, I'm a man. I don't cry.
Oh, stop that. Stop that. Slap you. Cry it out, dude. Cry it out.
I'll slap you until you cry.
Yeah. So Daniel, if you've gotten through 2/3 of House of Chains and you're not feeling it, it is okay. Like, yeah. Just like anything else, it's not. I 100% believe it's not for everybody. So if you're not enjoying it at this point, yeah, for sure.
DNFs are okay. We support them here.
It's good. I DNF Glenn Cook, so
All of Glenn Cook.
Glenn Cook as a person, or
I won't ever read Glenn Cook again.
That sounds like a threat.
I'll DNF you as a person.
okay, should we do another sprint?
I'm probably gonna drop because I need to go see my family.
I
It's
see.
good to see you, Andrew.
I live
Okay.
alone, so I'm here for a sprint.
Brown
Same.
family for the win.
Yes.
All right,
The only
thanks for
Good
person
night,
hanging
y'all.
out.
I am is a cat.
Bye, Andrew.
See,
Bye.
Toodles.
See you, Katie. See you, Pete. Bye, Evie.
Oh, I missed it.
Wait.
Okay, I'm too slow.
I feel so hurt now.
What?
Went through
What?
everybody else and didn't say goodbye to me. I'm gonna be mad at him
Aw.
later. Excuse me.
How rude.
I know, right?
And
Okay,
he's
should
on
we go
your
to, like-
channel.
I know. Rude. Sprinting to quarter after?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Matt,
sounds
please.
Huh? What did Matt say? Which Matt?
Matt. Yeah. I would
Oh,
love some.
pancakes. Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Peanut butter
Oh,
pancakes,
me.
please.
Please.
I'll type my address in the chat.
Just
have-
ship them over.
I have real maple syrup in my fridge right now, and it is glorious. It's
My
amazing.
husband and I made French toast this morning. Cinnamon sugar French
That's
toast.
my favorite. Oh,
It's so good.
that's my favorite breakfast food, French toast. I love that stuff.
I mean,
I
it's
can't-
bread, so
I can't ever
So good.
decide if French toast or Belgian waffles takes that spot. It's
French
like
toast.
yeah, they're
French
so
toast. Same.
Yep. Mix a little bit of vanilla in there. Could put some butter on top, right? Real syrup, and then you sprinkle with a little bit of cinnamon sugar. You're good.
Mm.
Especially if you use sourdough bread. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh.
all right. But before we start sprinting, so my trick was putting cinnamon sugar in the egg batter to coat it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
oh,
And then
yeah,
it
of
just
course.
caramelizes in it.
Yes.
Mm.
I
Yep.
wonder if star anise would be good on for cinnamon French toast.
Well, what would be good on cinnamon French
So
toast?
I made mulled wine like a year and a half ago or 3 years ago now, and I have a butt ton of star anise, like this
Ooh.
Chinese spice that's like licoricey, and it goes really well with
Ooh.
basically anything cinnamon. And I put it on. I found a recipe for sweet potato casserole that used it, and it was bomb. It was amazing.
Mm.
Oh.
So now I'm just like, I just need to get rid of
Alright.
it. So it's like, hey,
Well,
can
I
you
already-
think of anything?
Just like Ryan just said, I already had dinner, but I'm about to stuff my
I
face.
I know. I'm like, I need
Man.
food now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm about to go bake some croissants in the oven.
Croissants.
It's great. We can all have pancakes and
All right,
croissants. Yeah.
sprint.
Yes.
Different indeed.
Psst, psst. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hola.
Hello.
Pete, what chapter of Evil for Evil are you on?
Same chapter I was the other day. It's like 20 or 21. You're probably past me by now.
I'm in the midst of chapter 23.
Yeah.
How long is that book?
684 pages.
Okay.
It's like, what, 28, 30 chapters?
28 chapters. Only reason I know these is because I'm keep flipping to the back, be like, how much farther do I have to go? How much further do I have to go?
Yep.
Not because I'm not liking it, but I'm just that type of reader that I'm like, okay, I got 100 pages left.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yep. I always look in the back of the book first to see what the final page number is, and then I have kind
How
of
many
an
chapters
idea.
there are?
Yeah. I don't usually go by chapter. I usually go by page count. Because the chapters can be like longer or shorter depending on the book.
Yeah.
But so Katie, how'd it go? You clearly made food, and I waited to ask you a question until you took a bite. Intentionally.
No, I just made some croissants.
Croissant.
Out of the can, so like don't like No, we're good. I've been cleaning a little bit, so I cleaned and listened to more of Authority by Jeff Vandermeer. It's a very meandering novel. Just very almost train of thought. We're just following this character. We just get his thoughts about everything. We're just like, okay, all right.
That doesn't sound like a good time to me. I'll be honest.
I don't know. I've definitely found myself being a reader who like I can get behind like a lot of different things. Like I think it's easier for me to like a book than it is for me to dislike a book. So I'm just kind of like, whatever the author's got to show me, like I'm down. Let's go on the journey.
Nice.
Let's do it.
That is an awesome skill set. I feel like.
Yeah.
Casey, how'd it go?
I finished my manhwa.
Nice.
Here. It's very fast. I feel like I'm missing a lot. I feel like there should have been more build up for a volume 1. So I think I'll continue with volume 2 and see if that slows down a bit, but it's a little fast for my tastes. And then I started the manga number 6. Has anybody heard about that one?
Mm-mm.
I first watched the anime years ago, and they have I think it's 9 volumes in a 3-volume omnibus.
Okay.
3 different omnibus. And so I started reading the manga, and it's much different. I shouldn't say much different. There are a lot of things that are really, really the same as the anime, and a lot of things that are different from or in the manga. So I already know I love the anime, so I figured I'd check out the manga, and I'm of course loving it. So I got 8 chapters into that.
Nice. Evie, how's it going? How many pages you got left?
Sorry, I had myself on mute, so you didn't have to hear me, clicking away on my mouse. I have 148 pages left. I don't know how to do math that well. But
Okay.
Approximately 150, that's for sure.
Didn't you start with 150 left? Have you read any of it?
I had like 200 pages left.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
You can finish that tonight.
Evie, do you still like Ziani?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good.
I'm not a psychopath.
Yay!
Very, very. He's still fascinating, but I don't like him. Like, I am starting to see why Alan is like, everyone in this book is the worst.
What is this, a KJ Parker book?
Yeah, it's true.
I was gonna say, doesn't Alan say that about almost all of the books that he reads?
But this is like the worst in a good way.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tori, how many pages did you finish?
I read about 15, so I'm I'm definitely going to get through page probably 303 or 350 tonight because I'm
Perfect.
determined to finish this book before December. It's going to happen.
That's the second one, right? Legacy, and then that's the third one. Okay.
This is the final volume of the trilogy,
Nice.
and it's a doorstopper.
Nice.
But yeah, this is, let's see, what is this? 713.
Goodness gracious.
So yeah, I will hopefully. I think I can do it. I am determined. I can get through like 200 to 300 pages a day if I really push myself.
Mm-hmm.
So without like losing the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if
100
I
is
read
more
like less than a certain amount of a book in a day, with certain books, like Jade Legacy would be one, and then I did this with Evil for Evil, where I read like the first 50 pages and then came back to it like 2 days later. I'm like, wait, names and words. There's what's going on.
There were, well, and especially in this trilogy, like there's a lot of characters that are tied to a lot of different factions and countries and things. And so because even in the month it's been since I finished Jade War, there were a couple characters that I was like, wait, who's this? Do I know this person? So, and there wasn't a story so far in the beginning of this, which would have been.
That needs to be more popular. It really
Yes.
does. I want to see that start to make a comeback.
100% planning on putting them in.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. I like that too.
They're just helpful.
Especially I feel like once you like get past a certain number of characters on your dramatis personae, like just please tell me why they're important again.
Yeah, I feel like you have more than 10 or 15 characters. Yeah.
That regularly show up and are important to the plot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
See, Erickson wouldn't like break that barrier of regularly show up.
That's true, but I still needed it.
I mean, I think with like pushing against that with it, like at least with Erickson's, I feel like a lot of people's enjoyment I feel like a lot of that is kind of figuring it out. And the reason is the analogy I'll make is when recapping a D&D session, right? One of the brilliant things that I've heard about when recapping a D&D session for your players is don't do it yourself. Let your players recap it for you, and maybe you add in 1 or 2 details they missed. But like mostly let them do it, because a lot of like being a DM in a D&D session is letting their. If you recap it for them, you're going to put emphasis on things that they might have not put emphasis on. Their interpretation of what happened is important. And I think with some books, like refreshing somebody's interpretation isn't entirely possible. And especially with somebody like Erickson, like interpretation, I think, is very important to how you experience those books.
I would agree. That makes a lot of sense.
So since Andrew's not here, Robin Hobb did a really good job of recapping.
Constantly, all the time.
Necessary information into.
Not as bad as Sanderson.
True.
Recap every chapter. So here's how the magic system works.
Ugh.
For the 50th time.
That was my biggest gripe with the Dresden chronological read that I'm going through right now is the first couple books. He does spend quite a bit of time recapping the previous book, which is fine if you're waiting that year for a book to come out. But when you're back to back to back reading the novels and the short stories and everything, I just shut up, please get to the story, because I was just here. And that's just when it's within the novel, when it's within the story, I don't like it. But if it's at the beginning of the story, just like a 3-page recap, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It doesn't have to be, it can be just a super basic, this happened, like major events in the previous book.
I really like what Josiah Bancroft did with recapping and bringing everybody up to speed with Fall of Babel at the beginning of Fall of Babel.
That was trippy.
Yeah.
Well, that was so trippy also as well. I was, what? What's happening here?
Sorry, Pete. I interrupted you. You're gonna say something.
I feel like that's an editor push, if that makes any sense. I feel like that's something that editors would push as something to put on a writing style of like, okay, hey, you need to recap it this specific way. Is like, okay, recap it within the narrative versus recapping it outside of the narrative. I don't know. It depends on a lot of things. Too many things. Too many variables.
I feel like it was kind of a thing that was within the time frame of when the earlier Dresden books were released too, because I don't really see that much anymore in the newer releases. I mean, maybe it's just I'm not reading a lot of urban fantasy right now, but at least back then, I feel like I saw it a lot more recap within the narrative. But I don't personally see it with what I'm reading as much with the newer releases these days.
I think that it's because it's probably easy for it to get classified as an info dump.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
I understand where the term info dump comes from and why it's hated on, but sometimes I feel like that term is so abused and overused.
Yes.
Like,
oh yeah,
like
it absolutely
not
is.
every time someone's telling you a little bit about their world is it an info dump, and it's not always bad. Why are you reading the book if you don't want to know? Go read a different book. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you don't know why are you reading fantasy if you don't want to know about the world? That doesn't make sense to me. I get it. Some people take it too far. I get that. I agree. But continue. Sorry.
I think it depends on the reader too, because I know a lot of people that love immediately like a whole bunch of information about the world they're in. I personally, like, I don't care. I want you to make me care about a character immediately, if you can. I'll still read it if I'm not emotionally invested right away, but that's something that I really, I've had a couple of books where the authors are like,
Daniel,
getting me to care about the character almost immediately.
Yeah, I personally prefer to see it organically put through in the story, but it is subjective. You know, like you said, some people love to have that giant, I want to establish all of this first and then get into the story. And so I have that established basis to work off of. And that's valid too. I'm personally not that way. I like to learn things throughout the story. If I learn something about the world at the very end of the book in the last chapter, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't need to be told everything up front. And I think there's a good mix, but I feel like a lot of people, like, I feel like there's been several different books I've read where people complain like, it's so info dumpy. And I'm just like, I didn't get that at all. Like, I don't, I don't know. I just feel like people get hated on it for a lot when it's really maybe not as big of a deal as I feel like people make it out to be. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the how it's done is the most important, because I know a lot of authors that get a lot of info into their worlds without info dumping anywhere. I mean, Andrew Meredith is like my poster child author for that. He does an incredible job of putting an insane amount of world building in, and you get to the end, you're like, how did you do that without info dumping?
How did you do that without annoying me?
Exactly. So I have some kind of wild, very exciting news to share with you guys.
Ooh.
So as of our last sprint, we crossed 100 pre-orders for Bloodstones.
Hey, that's great.
Which is wild.
That's awesome.
My goal, when we first put it up, I was like, you know what would be amazing and totally like trippy is if I got 50 pre-orders.
Double
that's great.
Double that.
Thank you to everyone.
I still have to give you mine. I have 2 days. Well, one day it's still.
Well, I was going to say in 2 days you can, it's not going anywhere.
I got to have it on my shelf.
That's wild.
I got to have these boys on my shelf.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited to have Sarah and I have started talking a little bit about the extra illustrations for the hardcover next year. I'm very excited about that.
I'm very excited as well.
Thanks, guys. I'm really, honestly, kind of blown away. But I'm very happy.
It's one thing to meet the goal, and then it's another thing to completely bypass it times 2.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm really humbled by the response to it has been incredibly supportive, and I'm very grateful for that. So. Yeah, well, for anybody who is around this week, I'm going to be pretty much living on my channel every night this week. So if anybody wants to come hang out, we're doing the live stream party Tuesday night, where Andrew Meredith, who is also my audiobook narrator, will be doing a live reading of a little bit of chapter 1 from Bloodstones. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I have channel takeovers with Andrew Meredith and my best friend Sarah, who's the illustrator, and then also Crystal Matar, who's the author of Tainted Dominion.
I was actually going to ask about that. The channel
Yeah.
takeovers, are they like just them, or is it going to be them and you?
It's going to be them and me, but they're in the host spot,
Ooh.
which is mildly terrifying. Sarah is planning some really. She's like, "Oh, I'm so excited." I'm like, "Oh man, what did I get myself into?" But yeah, it's going to be super fun and stuff. So
That's exciting.
exciting. And then I'm going to crash, and then I'm going to start writing Queen's Wolf.
Sorry, I just saw Griff.
He's putting toys in my lap.
It'll be a well-deserved crash, though. So
Yes, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward. Like when you're a writer, this side of things is so much more like work than writing the book. It's fun because you're getting to see your book go out in the world and people responding to it. But I'm like, I haven't been able to write in like a month and a half, and it's driving me a little bonkers. So, yep, the sequel is going to be called The Queen's Wolf. So, and I have started the draft document. It's there, and I have the title and an epigraph that just says "epigraph here." Somebody said it, and that's the.
I feel that so hard.
Yep. I felt really bad because when I sent it to my proofreader, I had forgotten that there was still an epigraph I had not written yet, and so Dom just marked it, and he was like, "So I'm assuming you're putting something here." And I was like, "Oh yeah."
Thanks
Whoops.
for the reminder.
No, I'm just gonna leave it there. It's fine.
No.
Yeah. Crystal is awesome. She was one of my alpha readers, and she was incredibly helpful. She was amazing. So, yeah.
You said the live is Tuesday?
So, yep, the first live is Tuesday night because that's launch day, and that'll just be a live stream with a bunch, me and a few of the people that were involved in making the book. So Sarah should be on. Andrew's doing the live reading. And then a couple of my beta readers are going to jump on. So,
Perfect. So
should be
have
a
it
fun
finished
time.
by Tuesday. Gotcha. All right.
We're going to keep it spoiler free if we can manage it. I might ask some would you rather questions that are just like less spoilery. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So, well, guys, I'm going to jump off because I'm going to go do my little family's Thanksgiving dinner. My husband just finished making duck, which I'm very excited about.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
Well, I'm jealous.
so is my kitten,
Oh, baby.
who finally
showed
decided to show up. Yeah, you see, you just made me knock that whole pile over. Thank you for that. So, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. This is
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Happy to hop on.
Everybody in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you guys got some fun reading time, chat time, productivity time in.
Woo.
And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.